everyone. Hi Alex. Hi Aisling. How you doing? Thanks for joining today. I'll just wait a couple more minutes to let a few more people in the room before I get into it. Hi Megan. I'll give it another minute and then I'll make a start. Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining today. I'm Michaela, I'm one of the account executives here at Cintra, and my day-to-day is connecting people with Cintra's range of software and services and support them on their buyer journeys. I'm going to be talking for around 15 minutes, and hopefully by the end of this session, you'll walk away with a clearer perspective on outsourcing HR and whether it's going to be the right move for your organization. So please ask any questions throughout the webinar. It is very much your session, and I'll be coming back to them at the end or reach out to you afterwards. So I wanted to kick off today with some facts and stats about some of the risks in the world of HR. So last year there were 42,000 single tribunal claims. And bear in mind that's not that this is just the tip of the iceberg. It doesn't include all of those issues that are settled by settlement agreement before it gets to tribunal stage. The average unfair dismissal payout is nearly £14,000. I'm sure that's not something many businesses would be happy to budget for. And the highest sexual discrimination award was 3.2 million. And I was speaking to my colleague Katrina, who's one of the HR managers in our outsourcing team, and she shared an article with me where a chip shop owner was given a £40,000 fine by the Home Office for an allegedly illegal hire. So in that case, technology is making it easier to forge documents, which is harder to spot for the client if they don't carry out the checks in the right way. So in that scenario, they didn't actually check the physical documents, and the Home Office is obviously checking businesses more vigilantly at the moment because of the political pressures to reduce illegal working. So we can help ensure clients are carrying out the checks properly, checking physical documents and giving them guidance on what documents are acceptable. And ministers are, giving that small businesses a bit of grace in these instances, but it is awfully sad to see a fish shop, probably a bit of a community landmark, to local people in such a sorry state. So I know this is some heavy stuff for 11 a.m. on a Wednesday, but it is the reality of what's going on in UK employment law as it stands. And it doesn't take much finding from a quick Google search of UK tribunal payout. More employees are aware of their rights and they're more motivated, now more than ever, to find weak spots in their employers' processes. And they're being encouraged to try their luck for payout. So what I'd like to do is just take this to a bit of a poll to the room. Which one of these stats concern you the most? Is it the 42,000 single tribunal claims raised in the last year? the average unfair dismissal payout being nearly £14,000, or the highest sexual discrimination award being 3.2 million. I'll let you kind of log your answers and let me know which one kind of gives you the fear. So 3 people have said 42,000 tribunal claims raised in the last year. Yeah, I totally agree with that one. I mean, for me, I think the scary one is the sexual discrimination claim award of 3.2 million. And what we do for clients to support on that front, because the law has changed recently, we produce audits and we have prevention methods that ensure you're covering your back in the first instance, which is what will stand up in a court of law. Being seen to take that measurable and preventative action is absolutely key here, and that's what we're supporting our clients with. So just one thing to ask yourself is how confident that you're up to date with the changes in employment law that have happened in the last sort of 12 to 24 months. So just moving on to slide 4 and how we can protect you from HR risks. And I do hear the same things from clients. We just want to get things right without having to spend hours figuring out employment law changes and updating everything in time. You know, other clients are saying they don't want to have to ask ChatGPT how to write policies anymore. You know, they're busy, they don't have time to figure out the direction. So we keep people ahead of the law. We track the changes so you don't have to. You're always that one step ahead and you're not going to be scrambling to catch up anymore. We take early action on ER issues, you know, tricky conversations and grievances. We want to know about that early and we want to guide you through that. And having solid paperwork is a big one. If it ever gets serious, your docs are going to be your defense. So we make sure that they're compliant and they're ready to go and they're stored securely. And overall, it's that peace of mind as well. No more late night Googling with us. You've got that expert backup and you can get your headspace back. So a client of ours recently, an existing client actually, who runs a group of restaurants out of central London, she came to us, she was preparing to open a new location and she needed to build a team of 30 with just 2 months until opening day. So it's a big ask. And she told me, you know, it's fast paced. There's no way she could imagine opening another restaurant without the support of our outsourcing services. And it does make sense, you know, in hospitality, recruitment moves fast. ER issues can arise overnight. And then there's Hi guys, sorry about that. So just moving on to our next slide. So why does partnering with Cintra make strategic sense? In a lot of businesses, it's typical to have a one-man band running HR who's probably also juggling an awful lot of tasks. And it's really not uncommon for businesses to lean on consulting and partnering to drive real value. So what does outsourcing mean in practice? So we're the team that work with your team. We'll support you in the day-to-day realities of HR, from onboarding to admin to employee relations. We help you with the broader people strategy and finding efficiencies in how you work. And we can help your teams think more strategically about the HR tasks that are on the plate. You'll have a dedicated advisor backed by a collaborative team of experienced HR professionals like you'd find in a large corporate working together to review your case and deliver the best possible outcome. And another interesting way to think about this is HR isn't just about getting things right inside the business. It's also about the value created outside of the company, like your customers, your investors, your community, your potential candidates. These groups want to know about how your HR teams are put together. What are you doing to derive agile and progressive value from it? You know, are you measuring against metrics? How do you measure what's important to your business? And you can't do all of that good stuff if you're constantly pulled into admin heavy tasks and general ER questions. second guessing whether you've put a foot in the right direction. So Cintra's technology and outsourcing, we can help you and we can unchain you from the admin and let you focus on the business. So what would make Cintra different in the market? So we see ourselves as a quality boutique service. We don't just hand out one size fits all answers and send you on your way. Every business is different, and HR challenges, they're not generic. So we listen, we understand the desired outcome that you want, and we present the tailored options, and we follow up with you in every case. We also explain the risks and the benefit of each option so you make decisions, well-informed decisions with confidence. And if you're already a payroll client of ours, with our HRIS technology, we can handle the absence data moving from HR to payroll. So it's fully automated and you don't have to worry about late filings or reruns. So one of the questions people always ask me is this affordable? You know, how affordable is this, Michaela? And to put it into perspective, and as an example, for a business with a headcount of around 30 employees, the cost of our services would typically be half the salary of an administrator. That's for advice, admin, HR software. It's not even to mention the added extras and benefits you get with Cintra, like the policies, the regular webinars, the toolkits. You know, that isn't usual in an outsourced HR service to offer all those extra things. And if you don't need that ongoing support just yet, you're looking for something that's just a little bit more targeted, we do offer the HR toolkits independently. So these are standalone packs. They're really great for businesses who just want expert level resource without actually having to commit to a full HR package. You can just dip in as and when you need it. So just as we wrap up today's webinar, the key question was, is outsourcing HR right for your business? Hopefully today has given you a bit more clarity and maybe even help you start to answer that question. Our role is to take the pressure off so you can focus on what really moves your business forward. If anything from today's session resonates with you, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. My email address is on the screen, but I will be following up with all of you over the next week or so. But in the meantime, thank you again for joining and participating. Is there any questions before I close for today? In that case, I'll wish you all a good day. Thank you very much for joining, and I'll look forward to reaching out to you in the next week or so.